morning, league fans. Guess where I am? I'm in the Welldale pub, which is the closest pub to the Jungle in Castleford. It used to be the Boot Room. You might be familiar with it. I did say on Twitter it used to be the Early Bath, but it wasn't. That was a different pub. Got knocked down. I'm on the final run of the media launch tour of the north of England. I've been to heaps of them. And tomorrow is Castleford, which is why I'm here, obviously. But yesterday I was at Hull KR, and on this episode you're going to hear from Lee Kershaw. You're going to hear from Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. You are going to hear from Rhyse Martin, and you're going to hear from the Man of Steel, Mikey Lewis. So there you go. It's going to be a bumper episode today, I'm not going to really dilly-dally too much. Let's just go straight to the birthdays. Ed Solkowitz, the great Parramatta player, born in 1954, 71 today. Happy birthday, Ed. The late, sadly, Steve Folkes died in 2018. What a wonderful fella he was, born in 1959. Phil Sigsworth, what's a packeter? Sigsworth. He was born in 1959, and he's happily still with us. He is 66 today. Some big names from the Aussie scene. Craig Coleman turns 62 today. Happy birthday, Craig. Bruce Maguire. Now, he played for about 4 or 5 states. He has the record for playing open age men's rugby league for the most states. He played for the Northern Territory, he played for New South Wales. I think he had a run in South Australia or Victoria as well. And a very, very, very good player, Bruce Maguire. Mark Conway, who I remember from his time over here in England, Leeds, Wakefield, Dewsbury and Doncaster. He is 61 today. Happy birthday, Mark. Rodney Howe, somewhat controversial player with his drug suspension, but very much a high-profile player. 52 today. Happy birthday, Rodney Howe. Adrian Purtell, great fella, Adrian Purtell. Raider, also played for Penrith, Bradford and London. And he's just 40 today, just 40. Had some health issues during his career as well, headaches and stuff like that. And Ezra Mam. Ezra Mam, a bit of a superstar up Brisbane way. He is 22 today. That's it, a shorter intro to Good Morning League fans today. But after the break, we're off to Craven Park to talk to the Robins. We're at Hull KR's Media Day. The tour of Media Days is almost over. On a bitterly, for me anyway, bitterly cold. Rhyse Martin, he's probably used to it, yeah.
Oh, not really. Been here 6 years now and it doesn't get any easier. So a bit fresh this morning. I think it was frosty all over the grass and the ground was frozen when we were training in the backfield. So it doesn't get any easier, especially when you have to get up and down off the deck all day. So you just try and keep your hands warm, and that's the best you can do.
Pre-season any different here than at Leeds?
It has been a lot different. I think the intensity and the level of running that we've been getting through, especially out on our field sessions, has been quite intense. And I noticed it from day one that the level of the boys that are training, it was pretty high, and it hasn't eased off at all since day one. But I think today was the completion of pre-season, and now we start getting ready for next week's game. So, it's been enjoyable, but it's been really tough too.
You went out with a bang, didn't you? It was about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, out the back today.
Yeah.
That's normal, mate. That's a normal field session for us. And, we try and ice everything, try and iron everything out. And, we try and do it under a bit of fatigue, try and replicate what we do in a game. And, it's tough. It's pre-season, and I'm just glad that I got through this one. So, I'm excited for, the base that we've built now to lead into the season.
This is really a sort of club on the ascent, isn't it? I mean, make the grand final, there's only one more rung to go, but I mean, you've come into a joint that's really on the way up, I guess.
Yeah, definitely, and everyone here wants to get that one step further and not resting on a good season from last year. They want to push to get some silverware, and I'm excited to be a part of this club, and they've made me feel welcome from day one, and I'm really enjoying working with the boys, getting to know Mikey and combinations with him, and then connecting up with a few ex-teammates too in Kalepi and Jesse and Jack Broadbent from a few years ago at Leeds. So it's a good team to be a part of, but we got a long way to go to get to where we want to, and we want to get our first game as a team in next week and see how we go.
Big JWH, what's he brought to the environment?
Bit of hard hitting, energy. He trains hard. Every session's the same. He puts in 100%, and he's lifted the level of training, especially through the middle there. And the boys, they're taking each other on a lot. And when you see him in front of you, you try and veer away a little bit. But he's been massive, I think, for the middle boys, and I think a lot of them are, ready to play, and they've been working hard and getting that bang, especially on field. I don't know if you saw it today, but it's pretty solid through the middle, and since day one he's been bringing that.
I also heard him, and it was very much a leadership role he takes verbally too, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. He's you brought that professionalism over, and he's always trying to get the boys better, and he's there to be a leader for the younger boys in the team, and us older fellas got a lot of respect for him, and what he says we try and do. So he's been massive for us.
Now on this little tour of media days, I've spoken to quite a few PNG fellas like Lamb Senior and Junior and Roderick Ty and Dan Russell and that, and I've been asking them about the NRL team in Papua New Guinea, because Justin Olam came out and said he didn't think they were ready during the World Cup, and he said it a couple of times since. So what are your impressions?
I think it's good. I think for the country it's massive. Obviously there's bigger reasons as to why they want the team in Papua New Guinea, and they've got a few years. It's not next year. It's not in 12 months' time. So in 2028, 100%, I think the country is going to be up for it and be ready for it. And what it does is, for kids in Papua New Guinea, gives them a pathway to, Justin's done it. He's a good example of going, through the Hunters system and then finding his feet and making it in the NRL. But kids are going to grow up with their own NRL team and have their pathway to get to that dream, and I think they'll get all the little things behind the scenes with the junior development, all the junior footy and the school footy, which is going to create a nice pathway and a development from kids up to the professional level. So that's just going to grow in the next 3 years, and that's what they're trying to do over there at the moment. And so I think it's a good thing for the country.
What about getting players from Australia and elsewhere to live there? That's another thing that's been raised. Do you think that's something that situation will be better in 3 years' time, 4 years' time?
Yeah, definitely. PNG is a beautiful place. I think when you go there as a player, I think the first couple of weeks, with your NRL team, I think the first month or two will be pretty crazy just because of the energy and the excitement, but then it'll just be like a normal after that. I think everything will just fall into place, and I'm sure they've got their plans with what they're going to do with that, but I've been there, going there for 10 years, and I've loved every minute. I've always felt safe. The people there have always been very helpful and kind towards me and my family, so I think it's only going to get better, and I think it'll bring some good things to the country, especially some development in the community and all that, which I think the funding, as far as what's been said, has been going towards a lot of community stuff, so I think that'll be good.
Whole KR Media Day and the man of the moment, Mikey Lewis. Mikey, that was a long training session.
Yeah, very long. That's just a normal pre-season field session for us, and it's been very hard, very tough, but got on the other side now and completed it.
Yeah, you seem to be getting annoyed towards the end.
Yeah, I was getting tired, I reckon. But yeah, it was, it's one of them. You train to play, so if things aren't going off your way, you always spit your dummy out sometimes.
So what's been different about this off-season? Has it been harder? You've had some new fellas come in. What's been different?
I think it's a bit of both. It's definitely been harder than last year's pre-season. But with the new guys coming in, they've brought a new level to everyone bring up. You've got competitions in your sport now, so you've got to come ready to train every day and be at your best. So yeah, I reckon that.
Yeah. Now, I was thinking what my first question to you was going to be, and I was going to say, if you ran into a relative you haven't seen in a long time, and they asked you, what have you been up to? What was 2024 like? Where would you start? What would you tell your long-lost relative about your year last year?
Jesus. Roller coaster, really. Excited, and the whole journey of Hull KR from when we started in February to October. Obviously, played for the country a couple of times, and it's been really good. I'd tell them. And it's just a weird one, It's and obviously tell them about the personal trophy I picked up. It was a very proud moment for obviously everyone in the family and myself. So.
I think roller coasters normally have downs, and I guess the only down for you, well, the main one was losing a grand final, right?
Yeah, 100%. And probably losing the semi-final in Challenge Cup as well. It's probably all three against Wigan. Wigan in Challenge Cup semis, Wigan away, lose the league leaders, and then grand final, the 3P, we lost. That was the most disappointing part of the year. But overall, I thought we proper marked our territory on the league, and we're ready to go again this year.
Is there a kind of dartboard with a Wigan badge on it somewhere around here?
Yeah, there might be, but probably missed it a couple of times. But it's always a great contest against them, especially now we're building the foundation and trying to beat, because they're the best in the world, and we're chasing them now. So we just got to work hard again and prove to everyone, prove to ourselves that we can do it again.
Now, you're already the best player in the comp. You've got the trophy to prove it. So what are your aims personally this year? Are they just team aims, or are there personal things also that you want to work on and improve on?
No, just similar, to be fair. Obviously there's always a few things what you need to improve on. Like for me, it's just probably a bit of leadership and a bit around there. But it'll be similar goals to last year. Obviously consistently playing well, because that's what I want to do, and play with a smile on my face.
End of the year, Kangaroos maybe. Had you thought about that?
Yeah, obviously when we got told that it might happen, to play the best country, in rugby league, and them to come over here as well. Be a huge test. It'll be massive for rugby league, I reckon, in the country, and I reckon all the boys will be, especially all those English boys, will be fighting for a spot to get in them the Ashes, and and then we got World Cup the year after. So you got to play well every game, and because Sean watches it very well, and see if we get picked.
And I'm sure everyone saw how emotional you were after the Test match. What's where I'm from, footy? What's footy done for you? What's it? How has it changed your life?
It just gives. It was a dream for me when I was a young kid to play Super League. Never mind play for my country. And putting an England jersey on means the world to me, and you don't get many opportunities in rugby league, and every time you put it on, you never take it for granted. Every camp you go in, you get even closer to your England teammates, and they come mates for life, and especially when you spend 2-3 weeks with them every day. But what footy's done for me is just give me that freedom to express myself and just be me, and there's plenty of highs and plenty of lows, especially on and off the field, but it's how you learn from them, and I think it prepares you for life after footy as well. You've got a lot of resources what you can use, and around the club there's that many supporting around the players in education and everything to get you prepared for after rugby.
And the people you meet around it, it's such a wide variety of people, isn't it? So your life experiences broaden a lot too, don't they?
100%. I've met people what I used to watch when I was a young kid, and playing with the likes of Jared when I used to watch him. when I was younger, and now obviously get to share the field with him is going to be massive. You know, it's huge, isn't it? He's a massive player in the game. But like you say, you meet mates for life. You know, I've got mates here for life, and I've got mates in other clubs for life as well, which you regularly talk with, and that's all a part of rugby league.
Okay, we're still Hull KR Media Day, and I got this time last year he was a fellow Londoner. He's now back up north, Lee Kershaw. Lee, I was going to do this big introduction, but I'd rather hear it from you about your journey over the last sort of 24 months, because it's been quite incredible, hasn't it? You know?
Yeah, from having no club to being like a starting 2 shirt at London, or 5, I can't remember, and then playing like about 20 odd games in the year, and then now finishing at the bottom of the table, then joining near the top of the table with OKR. It's been a journey so far.
Was there a sliding door moment where you decided to go and try out for a contract in London, and if you didn't make that decision, or if you didn't get it in the car or get on the train, you wouldn't be standing here today?
No, I knew wherever I'm sent really. Like I just go and just like do my best, I guess, whether it's like London, OKR, wherever. But yeah, we're at London, which I didn't really expect, I guess. But when it came, I was a bit like, I don't really want to travel. I don't want to go away from home, and like I just wanted to be like in a Yorkshire or Lancashire club. But then when I jumped into it and went to London, absolutely loved it. Real good year for me.
What was it like at the end of the year when, you know, David Hughes pulled out and everyone was leaving? Must have been a difficult time.
Yeah, well, if you break it down, like David Hughes, I think he's been there for years, hasn't he? I remember I was talking to his son, and he was talking about how he started the club years ago with Richard Branson, and who was involved and where they've come through. So 25 years is a long time, I guess, and like fair play to him. Like you do your own thing now, you know. And then as a club, you've got like the players have done well down there. You've got Bill and Ollie, they've come up. Sam Davis at Salford now, and looked after me for a year. So they've set some people on good ways, and then they've kept the proper Southerners down, I guess. A bit older boys like Will Lovell, he'll lead the pack with Bino and Stocky, you know. And then they'll probably bring the next bunch through, get them ready for Super League champ or wherever they are. But there is some talent down there. There's plenty of people down there as well, isn't there? So there will be something down there for the future, I guess.
What was it like knowing all year that you'd go down, and did you always have an eye on 2025?
No, I didn't see us going down. Like I just saw it as obviously we aim to finish as high as possible. I don't know. I want like we're going down feeling. Thought if we look at that year, we were so close to picking up just one more win. Well, one more win would have done it, but we were close like 3 or 4 times, I guess.
But obviously with the rankings,
yeah,
you're like it wouldn't have made any difference. You know?
No, it wouldn't. I don't know. It's part of a pride thing, innit? I guess like you know where you finished, regardless, don't you? So yeah, didn't want to finish there. Obviously, we did. A bit disappointing, like personally, but the club did what it could do, I guess, to help us out, I guess, as players. And like I said, on game days, it were a long trip for us, and it's like the club did what they could for us, on and off the field. So they gave us the best chance to finish higher, I guess.
So did you always kind of know that you'd be back up here this year, given the way the situation was, or did you think that you might stay in London this year? You know, how was it? What's the story about joining Hull KR?
Up until actually halfway through the season, I were almost going to another club to sign there
for this year.
For this year in a few years, but they didn't want me to go. No, I was like, okay, fair enough. All I can do there is so I stayed at London till the end of the year. But a month towards the end of the year, I got told about this, and then it's just straight onto this and the next job, and I were already thinking about this. I'm gonna lie. As soon as I signed it, so I heard it's tough pre-season. I don't think I've had a proper pre-season in a while. I didn't have a club last year, and then I had one, and then I did my ACL before that. I think COVID before that, so it's a bit of a shock to the system, I guess. But that's been good. It's back into it now, I guess.
So we're back at Hull KR's Media Day, and the listeners didn't hear this, but I asked Lee Kershaw his most feared opponent, and I said, you can't name a teammate, and he insisted on naming this next man because he said he knocked him out recently at training. Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. What happened with Lee? Do you remember?
Well, he told the story, right?
Yeah.
I went to make a tackle, mate, and he slipped, and I thought it was legit, and just clipped him a little high.
On report. What's it been like? What's the training been like? And I just noticed watching the training, you do a lot of talking in training too, don't you? Like, you obviously got a leadership thing that it's all week. It's not just on weekends. Or what do you try to do at training? What do you try to achieve as far as passing on your experience?
Well, that's it, mate. I think you sit in meetings. You're away from footy, on and off the paddock. I think you just try and share as much experience as you can to as many people. And it's just trying to drive certain standards, and it also gets the best out of myself, by when you say something, you've got to do it yourself. So I think it comes with learning and experience, and just trying to help people, but also trying to get the best out of yourself.
When it's been a while since you changed clubs, when you walk into a new club and you're an older, experienced guy with a lot of test caps, all eyes are on you. Does that come with pressure? Do you feel pressure? Do you feel that people are expecting certain things from you? It's like, I suppose anyone starts a new job in a new workplace, they feel nervous and they feel like they've got to impress.
Yeah, you sure do, mate. I think when you've been at a place for so long, and like you said, you come to a new place, pressure's great, right? Like, it gets the best out of you. You're uncomfortable, and that's rugby league. It's an uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable sport, and I feel like throughout my career, whenever you're not backs against the wall, but whenever you feel that pressure, like, it pushes you to challenge yourself, and it's been great. I've enjoyed my time. It's only been 3 months since I've been here, but the lads have made me feel really welcome. The staff have made me feel really welcome. The family's happy, but it doesn't get any easier out on the training paddock. It's you try and constantly get the most out of yourself and the players, and it's been great. It's been a tough pre-season, and looking forward to starting the season.
We've just been in Amsterdam, and on Friday night at Belushi's, it was a lot of fun, and they asked you what your ambition for the year is, and you said not to get suspended, which is a good line, but I mean, like, does it play, that sort of thing? Does it play in your mind? Is it something you think about a lot?
Not really, mate. Only when people sort of ask, but it is reality, right? But as I said, over in Amsterdam, mate, it's just trying to make the right decision and trying to get those techniques as good as I can. So I play on that fine line, mate. Everyone knows that, but it's just trying to be as effective as I can majority of the time.
Yeah, and how different is that going to be here? Like, they almost cracked down this year. I mean, if they'd gone ahead with no tackling above the armpit, it would have been interesting this year, wouldn't it? So how different is it going to be here to Australia?
Well, you sort of know with the conditions, right? Like, it's going to be really tight. Obviously it's the ball's not going to be moving too much, but I think for us, for me personally, just making sure that I'm getting the work done, and I'm really clear on my role, and like I said before, mate, putting in the work and making sure that I nail those techniques, which I feel like I've done, and I'm looking forward to getting out there.
Just having been here a few hours and talking to a few of the other fellas, it feels like here they want Wigan to know that they're nipping at their heels, that they're so close, and they're trying to elevate the club to just jumped that next level. I think, maybe going to Amsterdam was part of it, and showing that they're a progressive club, and that those key losses to Wigan last year, have you noticed it being mentioned since you've been here? Can you feel that the club has its eyes on that crown,
Not really, mate. Obviously, Wigan rightfully have that respect that they've earned. They've been really successful the last few years, and it's a credit to them. So, mate, for us, it's just Willie talks about process, but it is about us. It's about continuing building on what they've been building the last few years, and not really focusing about an opposition. It's just how can we improve, how can we be better than last year. So it's been great, mate. It's like, for me personally, I don't really worry about the opposition, but it's about us.
And finally, mate, with the benefit of a few months' hindsight, how would you look back on your NRL career? Like, if you were doing your biography and I was your ghostwriter, how would you like the chapter to start and finish, the chapters about the NRL? How do you look back on it?
Yeah, mate, it's been a hell of a ride. Super grateful for every opportunity, mate. I've been fortunate to travel the world many times, and raising 3 beautiful kids with my wife and giving them a great opportunity at, just how much joy this game has brought to our family. Just like I said, mate, super grateful. I've worked my ass off. I've squeezed every bit of juice out of this body, mentally, physically. But I wouldn't have changed it for anything. As I said before, just super grateful for everything, and I want to finish on a bang.
Rep footy, what's your situation there now?
Well, I said to Stace last year that because I'm coming over here, that I'd no longer play for the Kiwis, but yeah, what an honour, to play for my country a number of times, but I'm all in, ready to help out.